Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Sprouse again. Screencastify only allows us to video for a certain amount of time, so it cut me off last time. So this is part 2 of my video. I just wanted to spend a couple of moments with you kind of perusing this text. You guys are to closely read this text today in class. I want you to be paying attention to the details that this text gives about Gertrude and the different perspectives that it talks about. As far as her character is concerned. Okay, so when you start over here, it's going to give you some background about Gertrude and talk to you about, as a dramatist, what Shakespeare was intending possibly to do with this character. Okay, as you continue to go through it, you will learn here early feminist critics, such as Linda Bamber, argue that Gertrude's involvement in the death of her former king Hamlet is not really an issue at all. So you'll be looking at this next part from the feminist critique's point of view. Continue on there. Here you'll learn a little bit about Franco Zeffirelli. He is a director who directed a movie, Hamlet, in which Glenn Close plays Gertrude, and this is one where Mel Gibson plays Hamlet. I love the portrayal of Gertrude in this particular version of Hamlet, and so when I get back to class, we will look at a snippet of that so you can also see how Gertrude was portrayed very differently than we've seen Gertrude portrayed in other versions of Hamlet. We will be watching most of the full-length feature film Hamlet starring Kenneth Branagh, and then we will be looking at snippets of Hamlet with David Tennant and other actors as well, but also looking at some snippets of, in particular, Gertrude and Ophelia as well. Okay, so reading this over will give you some good insight into what we might see in those productions, and also some more insight into these two women who appear very little in the play, but are so significant and have been analyzed so much over the last several hundred years. And maybe getting a little bit of insight into why that is. Okay, so please read this text carefully. I believe I've decided I am going to ask you to take notes on this because I just feel like this text is so important to understanding a different perspective. If you know how to take Cornell notes, I would really strongly suggest that you take good Cornell notes. This text lends itself really well to the Cornell note style of note-taking. As the left-hand side column, you can put key ideas such as Shakespeare's interpretation. You can say Linda Bamber, feminist critique's point of view, and of course Zeffirelli. So I think Cornell note style would be great for this text. However, if you don't know how to take Cornell notes, just make sure you are taking some really good notes here. This is something that also could come into play in an in-class essay, in a class discussion, in an AP exam. So again, read this text carefully, take some really good notes. This is a it's not a long text, but it's not short either. So I expect you to have some thorough notes. A half a page, do not assume a half a page would be okay. 4 pages of notes, too much. So just, make a really good judgment call and do the best notes that you can to capture what you feel like is the really significant information that really will help you to understand the different ways that this character has been viewed or portrayed. All right, guys, that's all for now. I hope you have a really good class day, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.